Hello everybody, it's Latrei and welcome back to the Gauntlet. Today we're going to be beating Standard Medium. And for the challenge we're going to be using Fusty as our hero. And we'll be supporting him with a spike factory as soon as we can afford it. And there we go! Our spike factory is ready. We're going to place it close to Pet so he can use his extra damage buff on the spikes and it makes them super powerful. It makes them so powerful, and we're going to be using spiked mines probably because that's just so good against the ceramics and general damage. It can pop every bloom type. All in all, just very effective path for the spike factory. And definitely optimal for the first 60 rounds. Pet and Spike Factory are a beautiful combo, because Pet can stun and knock back the mobs and bloons. Well, stun the bloons and knock back the mobs. And then the Spike Factory has a lot of time to build up spikes in the back. Even though it's so powerful, we can probably just do some funny placements of spikes for most of the time, because those two handle the waves so well. I don't really need to do optimal strategizing and can just have fun with Spike Factory doing stupid stuff. Very nice. Anyway, let's change the music up a little bit and quickly proceed to the future rounds. There we go! Spiked balls! Wonderful! We are already going to be doing a lot of damage with this guy now. Also look at this beautiful little cross buff coloring. Red and blue here. It's not very often you see this cross buff, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm glad we have it here. Also, even though I've never played Bloons Monkey City, I really like the music of that game, so I enjoy having some action for that for my videos. It sounds really good, and also there are quite some good remixes of it as well we will be having from time to time. Those 3 spikes are enough to beat round 33 completely on their own. That's pretty cool. And we haven't even used Pet's buff already, so let's get that action going and see how powerful they are with his extra damage bonus. Now that looks quite decent actually. Nothing's getting through these few spikes. Those two make for a great team. Even though Pet is having the majority of pops, I know my Spike Factory is really making sure we are not taking damage here. Excellent stuff. Especially for the camos. Pet has no camo detection and Spike Factory can pop everything we couldn't otherwise. It's a really good tower, but I don't think I will need him for the future parts of this gauntlet. Because I already have camo and lead planned out with everything. I actually have a proper planning now in my Excel sheet. With towers already prepared for all the future game modes, and I did some challenge editor testing to see if they are able to handle the late game of each of these game modes. I tested like the last 5 of them with a nice little income cheat sheet, so I know exactly how much money I'd have by then. So I could test if they are strong enough to handle the late game of all of these game modes. And all these strategies worked, so we just need to figure out the early game. And if something doesn't work, I have a village left over that I didn't need for anything. So if I need some extra help, I can get a village for some extra attack speed or saving money with the bottom path. And most probably I'm going to need it for the extra camo detection if something doesn't work out with the early camos until we have our big camo detection towers ready there. Also, I love how Pet just keeps slapping that more back like it's a Vortex boss or something like that. No, he's doing a great job. Spike Factory doesn't even need to touch the Noah player. He's just going to be taking out the ceramics here. Very good. Well, now let's get back to some balloon poppin' montages with our wonderful music. I think we got this handled quite well now with these super mines. Let's go! Spiked mines, I mean, I'm so sorry. We're not having super mines today. That's a little bit too expensive for us. But spiked mines will be just great enough for this. Our beautiful Spike Factory here. It's the right tower for the job for sure.
Actually get past, and the best man that comes to mind is the Spike Factory, a tower that makes spikes and shoots him out on the map like a, well, Spike Factory. We'll put him at the very back of the map to make sure he won't help Pat at all.
Oh, spiked mines are so good against ceramics. It's beautiful to see them completely blowing up a bunch of them at once. And one mine taking out an entire fortified ceramic like last round on 46. It's so cool. But I think they're just effective against anything. Spiked mines is an excellent tower, and with the pet buff as well, even though he has like twice as many pops, it's just probably because he's placed in front here. If we switched him around, maybe it would be a bit different. Actually, I'm getting a little bit curious right now because this is going so easily. I might as well try to put him in the front and see if he's still as effective. Oh no, that's the classic crosspath we all know and love. There we go. Let's see if Spiked Mines is just completely dominating now and Pet is not getting many pops anymore. Yeah, that's how I imagined it's going to go. And now the mobs get popped even before Pet gets multiple slaps on them, just to signal knockback this time. Spiked Mines is pretty good. He's not overpowered in any way, but he's just great enough to do his job well and reliably, and you can count on him always. Making sure your ceramics are turned into blue balloons with a single projectile, I guess. What a nice tower to have. Good job to you. I think the 50s are going to be a breeze. And round 60 is not going to be a special challenge. It's gonna be a victory for us quite easily. Wow, you can really feel the extra damage from the pet buff. It's especially helpful against mobs, I think, because they don't have any damage bonus against them. Other than the ceramic damage bonus, where it doesn't matter that much. And normal Bloons just get blown up anyway, so you can only really see the extra damage against mobs really well. But it's definitely significant, it's definitely really good. So I'm glad to have this nice combo here. It works out just nicely. Even though you don't really see an offensive Spike Factory ever, but it's pretty good. Now let's compare. He already has more pops now, that's wonderful. Especially because Pet Fusty had like 15,000 pops head start when I got him. Because I sold the one earlier and placed this one, got 0 pops again. Had to get all of these almost 30,000 pops completely since I've done the replacing here. And 59 already, we're progressing quite nicely. These Camolets weren't an issue, every kind of Bloon can be popped here, and I hope in the future we're also not going to have any problems with that. Let's sell this real quick to get the perma spikes just because it's funny. And now let's see if he is actually going to be defeated before we reach the perma spikes. That would be so funny actually. But no, we're probably going to win, so let's put the long life spikes with faster production. Just because it looks funny. Have you ever seen this tower crossbar coloring before? I don't think so. And there we go, 32,000 pops. Honor spiked mines, the main one that was over here. Getting almost half of a pop count. That's beautiful. Medium standard is defeated. Let's go on the next difficulty. Just having to mark off medium standard on our Excel sheet. Inputting Pet Fusty and Spike Factory. What a wonderful combo they were. I'm glad that worked out as well as I have hoped for. Next time we will continue on reverse difficulty.